Retail traffic is slow. Consumer purchasing has slowed down. Nothing is normal.
I don't know what it is about us, but when things are a bit crazier, we tend to jump into turbo gear and get stuff done.
We do thrive on chaos. We like the fact that you're constantly learning.
I didn't bring my Bivo with me.
We don't know the playbook. Every day we show up and there's either a new fire or a new opportunity or a new success. That's fun.
That's option one. Then he has two others in general.
I actually like that over the first one. I like the first one for maybe blending sports more.
Always some nod to cycling, but we are a performance product company. And our first offerings are metal water bottles designed for cyclists. So we started in the cycling space because we're cyclists ourselves and we saw an opportunity.
We've kind of graduated, if you will. I would say our new tagline is like the first metal bottle designed for sport. We moved away from Portland, Oregon, back to a small town in Vermont for a bunch of reasons, but one of them was we wanted to get back to a smaller community where Carina and I grew up. She grew up in Western Massachusetts. I grew up in a town of 2,000 people in Montana. We loved that upbringing.
From the time I was put on skis, I loved it. I think I started at 2, and I didn't stop. I like to stay challenged and competitive. It used to be sport, now it's business.
I grew up as a skier too, ended up being an alpine racer. As a kid, I loved to just experiment and do a bunch of different things. Maybe some people would be like, wow, he doesn't really do anything very long. I wanted to do something with my hands. I love creating, I love product. It wasn't until meeting Carina when she was like, hey, do you want to take a client? She was just starting her footwear design development agency.
Robby joined me about 2 years into me running the business. I brought him to China and he just dove right in.
Our job was ultimately a third-party product team. Creative direction, design briefing, what is the look and feel, and all the little details that go into making sure that it makes sense in a specific use case. We loved that. We wanted to figure out how we could do that for ourselves, ultimately.
The only time of our lives that we were drinking out of plastic was when we were exercising.
Plastic.
Microplastics. They've been found in almost every organ in the body. But now,
You can taste plastic. You can smell plastic, whether that's stuff leaching into the air, leaching into the water you're drinking.
You're finding nanoplastics in your brain, blood, heart.
Every time we do sport, we give up the cupboard full of stainless steel bottles and go back to plastic. We heard time and time again, you're making a water bottle? Another water bottle? I think if you look at the plastic sport water bottles we were going up against, I don't think water bottles had ever been designed. Considered. Outside of the function. It really wasn't much form. We were trying to do something different. It was going to be a metal one. It was going to be one for sport. It was going to be one that we were going to put on a bike. Then we had to design around a bunch of barriers that I would say were part of the puzzle.
As athletes, we knew that people would not adopt something that performed worse. First was weight. The thought of having metal, which is much heavier than plastic, was definitely a huge concern.
Your typical insulated metal water bottles, 2 walls of metal. We went with a single wall, which means we could shave about 50% of the weight off.
Next was cage fit. We needed to fit in universal bike cages.
So we had this post in our office where we mounted bike cages on, and we would just put bottles in and out. We didn't want people's experience to be, oh, it rattles and flies out.
Cleaning the bottles was super important.
We're using a stainless steel material that's inherently longer lasting, easier to clean.
So we designed it in a way that it pulls apart into 4 different pieces.
Ready?
Yeah.
You can't squeeze this thing like a traditional plastic squeeze bottle, so how the heck do you get a lot of water out quick? We couldn't say, hey, like pull over in a group ride and let me use 2 hands to drink out of my really cool stainless steel bottle. It had to be one-handed and it had to flow fast. We did not know how to do the modeling. So we hired an engineer that could help us part-time. It came out later that he had worked at NASA, which we're like, seriously, wait, you worked at NASA? Like you worked on rockets and then water bottles? Anyways.
We did a lot of prototyping.
The thing we continued to come back to is just simplicity. No springs, twist, lock. We just wanted a simple push-pull nozzle that could function. When it's in an open position, it creates a pathway down what we call our vent straw. Air is actually equalizing the pressure within the bottle. When you flip it, water just drains out. It'll drain in 8.5 seconds, faster than you can squeeze a traditional plastic bottle. We're probably done at that point. We're like, all right, now we just need to figure out how to, make a mold and actually do that.
18 months, a lot of our own savings. We had put ourselves out there.
We were living at Portland, Oregon at the time, and COVID hit.
We flew to Western Massachusetts where my parents live. They have this old dairy farm now that is a winery, and so they had this building that was all of a sudden not in use.
Really quickly, we saw the bike industry just take off. You couldn't go do a lot of the things you could do just months or days before, but like you could get outside and play. We were like, well, I guess now or never, so we went for it. We started only direct to consumer.
We hit the road for about 2 months, building a community of people.
There's nothing better than being able to like put a bottle in somebody's hand, have them go do a race, come back and either say, oh, I hate this thing, this is what you need to figure out, or oh my gosh, I want to buy another, I love it, this is so cool.
Hi, we are in Red Lodge, Montana, mid-big Bivo road trip.
What'd you find, Robby?
Fresh huckleberries. So good to be back in Montana. We met like thousands and thousands of Bivo customers. To see people actually like want our product because they have the same problems. Like it was actually solving something that they believed in. It gets you up in the morning.
We kept our footwear agency going through launch in many ways because we wanted to be sure that this was a good idea. When it launched, it was pretty clear like, this is gonna do well.
We're thrilled to welcome you here to the Ranger 2025.
Did you say they're double-walled or are they?
So we have 4 different models here.
Have you seen them work before?
Dishwasher safe is a huge piece of the puzzle, like we were big.
You open and close just like a normal sport bottle.
Opens and closes like this. You can use your teeth. I'm not gonna do it on this one. When you flip it, it just pours out. Faster than you can squeeze a plastic water bottle. It's like, we can do tap.
Are you guys online?
We are online, okay. Yep. We now have like 400 plus retailers across North America. We have like 50 wholesale orders. We had to build all of our POP displays and letting them air out before we ship them.
We have something like 85 events that we're attending this year.
We now have a team of 7 of us here in Richmond. We've been fortunate to be on a path of like almost doubling every single year. And we were so close to profitability. Thank you all for having me. My name is Robby Ringer. I live in Richmond, Vermont. I am one of the owners of Bivo. This is my first time here and it's super exciting.
Welcome, it's great to have.
Thank you. So I think probably the question everyone's asking is where the heck are these bottles made? They're made in China.
President Trump calling Wednesday Liberation Day for the United States
to announce a laundry list of reciprocal tariffs targeting countries the White House says have an imbalanced trade
and consumers expecting to pay more for products.
We come from a footwear background, and the industrial kind of like hub that once was China had already been fractured. A lot of footwear is done in Vietnam, it's done in Cambodia, it's done in South Korea. In water bottles, 95% of the entire world's supply chain is not in one country, not in one province, but basically one town.
How are you guys feeling in terms of feeling of survival? Like, are we between 0 and 10, 10 being like no problem, 0 being holy shit?
I don't really, I mean, I feel like we can get through this. I
feel similar, but I'm a little bit more pessimistic.
in the beginning, we're like, okay, we can eat this. But then early April,
President Trump raised the reciprocal tariff rate on China.
It's actually 145%.
that made it from really awesome business that's doubling every single year since we launched to holy shit, like we can't even sell our insulated bottles in the States.
I feel like we need to take a really hard look at what we should stop doing.
Mm-hmm.
Honesty at this point is great.
Yeah.
I mean, the thoughts cross my mind like this is also not says like cancel every single event. I think we need to get a little wild and crazy.
We were originally planning for the whole sports idea to sort of roll out organically. But is that worthy of more focus so that we keep revenues going?
We're on our way to Vermont Green. We're dropping off the teen bottles. I think we're so unknown in soccer that I think we'll get a reaction. I just don't know exactly what type. Just put them here.
So I think for games, we're going to have a Bivo sign over on the other side now.
We are. Yeah.
Yeah, the one thing we were thinking of these is like sometimes the guys throw the water bottles.
Yeah.
How are these with their throwability?
I think they'll be fine.
Hi guys, I'm Robby, and this is Carina. Probably all of you use like a Gatorade Powerade squeeze bottle. This is the equivalent in stainless steel format. So like, give us your honest feedback. Like, this is an experiment for us to see if we can compete with the big boys out there. So yeah.
All right, here we go.
Should we open them? What do you think?
They'll figure it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Coach will help them if they need.
All right.
They need a bit of hand holding.
Sorry, learning curve.
Yeah.
Learning curve.
That's great.
So there's still a lot of development before that could take off.
It hits hard. I feel like we don't know yet.
I worry that also isn't super short term.
We talked about Japan, we talked about Europe, and I think the general consensus was there's a lot of opportunity there, but that doesn't look like it's anything that's just going to pop in a short-term scenario.
I think we can do better in Europe just because cycling is so big.
We have to focus on cash for the next 6 to 9 months. And I just don't think Europe can do that fast enough.
We need to just sell some more freaking bottles.
What about Canada? Like, what if we just went all in on Canada?
I think we totally should lean into Canada, but I don't think that's
The only thing.
an overnight on switch either. My like gut reaction here is it's no existing business is going to save us.
There's so little we can control at this point. I think we're doing everything we can from a crisis management standpoint, to be totally honest.
I think it's just like banking on something changing. I think we can all agree something has to break. I have stopped basically all goods coming to the US because there's so much uncertainty and volatility that I don't have any idea what's going to happen today or tomorrow or the next day. I'm shaken because I don't think most of these small businesses are going to survive if things don't change. So
the world's two largest economic superpowers have agreed to slash tariffs by 115%.
There's so many moving parts in Europe, and they're all it's either we'll likely see higher prices on a variety of products, from electronics.
Doing well. You must be doing great.
That puts us at, in theory, I know what Peter's latest is like 37% on insulated, and I think we're still at 47 on non-insulated because there's a separate tariff that hit. By the time they went from 145 to 30, our business basically went from not viable to just brutally hard.
Retail traffic is slow. Consumer purchasing has slowed down. Nothing is normal.
Should we just review what the plan is now?
I think that'd be a good place to
see
start.
how we want to change that.
Yeah. I think air shipping's gonna go through the roof because everyone's gonna panic.
Yeah.
Dreaming up new plans, reforecasting, re-strategizing.
Elevated tariffs are still going to be here, and that's
I am overwhelmed, but you tell me the
How is
data.
marketing affected? How conservative do we need to be with our budget? Pivot after pivot after pivot. There's been just a little bit of movement on when we're launching summer.
Yes, we actually had a more viable business in the US, but it felt like just another restart button.
So, okay, we in theory, Sam, could, I think everyone was just beat up and exhausted. Resort back to the original plan. You don't move to Richmond, Vermont to have a crazy career. You move there for the balance of like everything that it can offer. We love getting out and not taking ourselves too seriously, even though I would say we are very serious about running Bivo, but we want to do it with a smile. We're very adamantly like a metal sport water bottle that believes in fun.
This Wednesday, we have the Bivo X or Not gravel ride, and then our next run club will be June 6th.
There's a lot of people in Vermont that want that same thing.
It's business, yes, but it's also just about having a really awesome community around you.
That we can be not just a business, but a place that's like, oh, free cup of coffee? Come in at Bivo. We have our doors open and sell Bivo out of our ridiculously little office because most of it is full of bottles now. Yes, we're selling a water bottle. Yes, we want it to be successful because there's a lot on the line for Carina and I to do this. But at the end of the day, it's our life.
All of the rides and runs are going to roll out closer to 5:45, and then after there's going to be a pizza vendor, beer from Frost, and some ice cream later as well.
It's our 5-year anniversary this year for Bivo, and so we decided to throw this as a celebration to just honor, honestly, the community that we have. Sport is such a unique area where you're bonded around one thing. You can be so different and you can have different goals within it, but there's this like shared value system and support. I love that we can be creating more of that around us.
Did you have fun on the ride? Good, nice. It hasn't been easy, but the tariffs forced us to get really creative on like, where do we put our energy? And I think we'll be stronger for it.
I think we just love problem solving. And this was like constant, endless problem solving. We've spent quite a bit of time analyzing the European market. There's so many cyclists in Europe, and so we really see a ton of opportunity there.
We have 15,000 going out to Japan.
REI and Amazon are both doing well enough.
Really well. 414 units at REI last week.
I think we can't take our foot off the gas.
We're here at Virtue Field in Burlington, Vermont for the Vermont Green FC game.
This is an awesome opportunity to be in our local community to see how Bivo resonates. Anytime you get into something new, you kind of have to like go all the way back to the beginning and realize, people need to be educated. Just like talk to as many people as possible and put ourselves in front of them, what they love, what they hate, what they change. And we can totally overcome plastic. It has to be more than a water bottle. It's about the things you do with it and the sports that are connected through this product and community. We like to say feel more fun. We try to bring that into everything we do.